And once again, thank you for joining us for our first settlement forum. We would like to begin and give opportunity to our senior management team to be able to just share some special remarks and introduce themselves, because without them, this forum today would not be possible. We would first like to introduce Amanjeet, our Manager of Operations, Projects and Systems. So I would like if he could just unmute himself and say a couple words.
Thank you, Shivangi. First off, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. It's really nice outside, so I appreciate you being with us. And I'm looking forward to really hearing from our team present to all of you what our settlement services are and how we've been providing them even during this time, switching from in-person to virtual, and just to also get some feedback from all of you in terms of settlement services that you might want to see, or and answer any questions that you might have for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amanjeet. Next up, I want to introduce Amandeep Ji, our Chief Operating Officer at PCHS. Amandeep Ji, if you could please unmute and share some words.
Thank you, Shivangi. Good afternoon, everybody. I am so thrilled with the coordination and organization of this forum that settlement team has put together for their clients and service providers. But I am here to introduce our very special guest, Maud Darke, who is the Integration Project Officer with Settlement Network, and also the Program Officer with the PCHS programs. And I can tell you one thing, Maud is easy to approach, and without her continuous support and guidance, we would not have been doing this forum. So Maud, please share your welcome remarks with our audience.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me? I think so. Can you hear me? Great. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone, especially Punjabi Community Health Services, for inviting me to this event. I think we have been in a working relationship for several years now. And I just want to acknowledge all the great work that Punjabi Community Health Services has done over the years, especially responding to clients' needs. Additionally, we know that under this lockdown due to COVID, that many of the services have been delivered online. And I also wanted just to congratulate Punjabi Community Services for transitioning their services online and responding to their needs. So again, I'm just here to listen, to learn, and also to offer my support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your kind words. We all know that this settlement forum would not have been possible without you three. So thank you once again, and thank you for joining us. Next up, we do want to introduce our settlement program manager, Amal, to share some quick words. Amal, can you unmute yourself?
Thank you, Shivangi. Thank you, everyone, to make the time. I would like to thank Amandeep Ji. I would like to thank Maud, our IRCC officer. I would like to thank Amanjeet and all the staff, and everyone make the time. Welcome to the Settlement for You forum. Through this forum, we will walk you through the settlement services at PCHS. The settlement services at PCHS aims to ensure the newcomers, including immigrants, refugees, settle in the region of Peel, are provided with tool, resources, environment to make informed choice and decision regarding their integration in Canada. This is through the providing linguistically and culturally appropriate services like English language instruction link classes and other support services and programs like Care for Newcomer Children, Crisis Support, Newcomer Connection Program, Newcomer Youth Program, Employment Preparedness. And you will know more from our professional settlement team. We at PCHS leverage formal and informal partnership and community resources to ensure continuum of services, reduce accessibility barrier, avoid duplication of resources, and enable cross-sectorial cooperation of the successful settlement and integration of newcomers. Settlement services at PCHS are open to newcomers, permanent resident, conventional refugee, refugee claimant, international student, live-in caregiver, Canadian citizen. We refer through phone, email, media, internal and external. During the time of COVID-19 pandemic, we have served clients remotely, and we use technology to reach out and promote the settlement services. Settlement services at PCHS designed to actually enhance self-sufficient for our client, help them to become independent. Settlement intake worker is the first point of contact for any individual seeking settlement services at PCHS. Through the intake needs assessment process, the persons served are engaged in the process of identifying their settlement goals, developing their settlement plan, and the well-trained staff will connect them with various resources available internally and externally, connect them with the programs, community, social group to strengthen their interpersonal relationships and their active participation and integration in Canadian society. Let us start and hear from our professional settlement team members to know more about settlement services journey at PCHS. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Pooja Sharma. I am the intake worker for settlement program at PCHS. As Amal said, I'm the first point of contact for clients to offer them with relevant information and connect the clients with the concerned staff. Services at PCHS are offered from two locations. One is in Brampton and the other one is located in Mississauga. Our working hours are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. During COVID, all the staff members are working remotely, and services are offered via virtual platform or via phone. All the services are offered in a welcoming, friendly, safe, and positive environment to align with PCHS's core values of service excellence, respect for diversity, innovation, and accountability. Now, I would be briefly providing you an overview of how the intake triage works. The first and foremost step to provide services is to determine the eligibility criteria of the clients. After determining the eligibility criteria, the intake form is filled that contains clients' details. Based on client specific needs, such as their preferred language of communication and accessible location, clients' files are referred to settlement counselors on a rotation basis. Now I would like to call my colleagues who will be further explaining about the scope of settlement and settlement services at PCHS. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. I'm Uzma Irfan, settlement counselor at PCHS for the past 8 years. I'm working with PCHS and I work from Malton location. I would like to introduce my co-worker, Rumina Sanda, who is settlement counselor working with PCHS for the past 4 years, and she's also working from Malton location. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Palvinder Kahlon, and I'm a settlement counselor. I'm also working with the PCHS for more than 8 years, and I am providing services from the Brampton locations. Thank you.
My name is Jenny Azadoli, and I'm the settlement counselor at PCHS, and I have been serving PCHS for the past 3 months from both Malton and Brampton locations.
Neelam, sorry, you just have to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Neelam Rampal. I'm settlement counselor, and I'm working with PCHS with plus 10 years. And I'm working at Brampton location. Thank you.
Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the scope of settlement programs. What is the scope of settlement programs? Our objective is to facilitate newcomers' social, cultural, economic, and political integration and develop the sense of belonging into Canada through linguistically and culturally appropriate services in the areas of needs assessment and referrals. We determine the newcomers' needs in settlement areas, for example, housing, health and well-being, information and orientation, language learning, community connections and employment, and we make our referrals accordingly. Information and orientation sessions, we provide clients with information to make informed decisions and understand life in Canada. The sessions could be in one-on-one, family, and group formats. Removing barriers and enabling settlement through the provision of support services. For instance, language barriers, lack of access to resources, lack of knowledge in education system. Through our support services, we help the newcomers to remove those barriers in order to settle in Canada. Service coordination and system navigation. As settlement counselors, we do not only provide the service to our clients, but while serving them, we also educate them on different needs and topics. Outreach, we have some partnerships with other service providers from which we can promote our services. We also have flyers with different languages that we serve and distribute it digitally on social media, newsletter, PCHS magazine, and through our PCHS media channel. We do orientation sessions to let the client know about the services we provide. We also do joint sessions with our partnerships to promote us and to introduce the clients to PCHS. Our eligibility criteria are newcomers, permanent residents, PR holders, citizens, international students, live-in caregivers, temporary foreign workers, work permit, convention refugees, and refugee claimants to Canada. And we do require proof of their status in Canada. In terms of referrals, we get self, external, and internal referrals. The clients can reach out to us directly or could be referred by another organization, school, library, friends, and family members. Modality, one-on-one, family and or group sessions, phone, emails, online, and Zoom. While working virtually, we connect and serve the client either by phone, email, or Zoom sessions based on the client's choice. Our locations are PCHS Malton and Brampton offices, plus on-site services at partner agencies. But due to the pandemic, we have been working remotely since March 2020. And the languages we provide are English, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, Arabic, Turkish, and Armenian. Now my colleague Neelam is going to talk more about the other services provided by the settlement counselors at PCHS.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody again. And as a settlement counselor, we provide information and referral to the clients in the following areas. English and French language classes referral. We do have a partnership with Field Multicultural Council, and we provide link English classes at 2 locations, Brampton and Malton. If somebody is looking for English or French classes somewhere else, we provide the information and referral to them for those locations as well. We assist and guide clients in filling forms like PR card, old age pension, passport applications, health card, child tax benefit, employment insurance, etc. We provide orientation to Canadian laws and norms. To newcomers, we provide information regarding the Canadian Charter of Rights, etc. We provide orientation to neighborhood. If somebody comes to the country or province or to the city, if they have the information regarding the neighborhood, their surrounding area, they will settle down in their environment easily. So we provide information regarding the housing, schooling, hospitals, neighborhood, marketplaces, etc. At PCHS, we have 2 Commissioner of Oaths, and we provide the Commissioner of Oath services and the attestation of the documents. As a settlement counselor, We provide information and referral to the immigration laws, sponsorship application. And if somebody is looking for preparation of citizenship test, we provide the referral as well. We are going for more than 1 year, we are going through COVID-19 pandemic. And during this time, we are providing information and referral to the clients for the benefits, special benefits provided by the all levels of government, federal, provincial, municipal. We provide information about the isolation center so to stop the spread of COVID-19. We provide the information for vaccination sites, and if somebody cannot book appointment for themselves, we do provide the services for them. We provide the information regarding the referral government services, including social assistance, Ontario Disability Support Program. We provide translation and interpretation services. As my colleague mentioned, that we have a lot of language that we speak: Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Armenian, Turkish, Arabic. We provide the services in those languages. But if somebody is looking for other languages, which we don't have at PCHS, we provide the reference to them. If somebody is looking for childcare, we provide the information regarding childcare subsidies program, child care centers. For seniors, we provide information for benefits all level of the government, what the seniors benefits are, and we provide them help to fill the application if there is a need to fill those applications. We provide the information to the seniors if what are the benefits or what are the programs or services available in our community. I would like to share the 2 testimonials by our clients they have given for our settlement program. And my husband and I want to use this medium to say thank you for the help, conversation, job and career advice, and even the gifts we received from your organization. It has had a positive impact on our process of settlement. We are truly grateful for your concern as regards our settlement as newly blended immigrant. God bless you. Thank you to the PCH for the work, for the good work you do. And the second testimony is, I would like to thank you for all your guidance and support. You are doing a wonderful job by guiding and helping newcomers like us. The tools, the program which you share with us on the regular basis truly help us to prepare for the Canadian job market. It always feels good to have someone like you to talk to and discuss our concerns and issues during these tough times. I would like to introduce my co-worker Karanjeet to explain about her NSP work. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Karanjeet and I'm settlement counselor at PCHS. And I have been working with PCHS for the past 4 years. And it has been a pleasure to be a part of PCHS team. Next slide, please. So my position is funded by, provincially funded by MCCSS. So under NSP program. So MCCSS is the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services, and orientation, information and referral services are provided to facilitate the integration of newcomers. As my fellow colleagues have already elaborated the services. So services are the same, it is just the eligibility criteria that is different. So citizens, permanent residents, live-in caregivers, conventional refugees, refugee claimants, international students, work permit holders. So all these immigration categories are eligible for NSP program. And so these are the categories that is different from IRCC program. And here I would like to invite my colleague Muniza Nadeem. She would be sharing with you about her program. Thank you, everyone.
Muniza, before you go ahead, I just wanted to take a moment and introduce Baldevji. He did have an opportunity to join our forum. And I just wanted to introduce him because I'm hoping he can provide some closing remarks at the end. So just wanted to pop that in there. I'm so sorry, Muniza.
Thank you, Shwangi. Thank you very much for joining me in this meeting. I think it's very valuable information which I am getting from this Zoom meeting. And I would like to participate in the next meetings also. Actually, I am a member of a Friday group of seniors. And our team lead is Madam Harjeet Kaur. And there we discuss many things in our group meetings. And she shared information about application, applying for citizenship and etc. Everything services you are providing. So I am very much
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry, we're gonna just have. I would love to hear your hear more about it, but we're just gonna go on with our presentation. If you can share with us at the end, that would be amazing. If that's okay. Thank you so much, though, Uncle. We really appreciate you being here. Sorry about that, Muniza.
So, hello everyone. My name is Muniza Nadeem. I'm staff with designated responsibility for Care for Newcomer Children program at PCHS, and I've been associated with PCHS for past 4 years. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, Care for Newcomer Children, which is also known as CNC in short form.
Hey, Pandy.
So our objective is to ensure that individuals or parents who have settlement needs can concentrate on their needs to be addressed by the settlement counselors, while their children receive a safe and nurturing environment to spend time in meaningful ways. So clients are given an orientation session which helps them understand the program and activities for their children. They have a peace of mind knowing that their children are safe and engaged in stimulating and age-appropriate activities. CNC program is tailored for needs of each child, which allows them to grow and develop at their own pace. So our eligibility criteria is children of the clients who are served under IRCC program. So age eligibility is 19 months to 12 years. And referrals are through PCHS settlement counselors. Modality is in person, normal, but due to COVID, we are providing services virtually. So languages spoken are English, Hindi, and Urdu. Next slide, please. So during this unprecedented time, Care for Newcomer Children program is providing developmentally appropriate activities and resources for newcomer families virtually. So settlement counselors, when they have clients who receive settlement services, so they refer to my program, which is CNC. Care for Newcomer Children program has also started a series of CNC sessions for parents and children on weekly basis in order to provide knowledge about good parenting skills or how to keep children busy during pandemic, and also sessions to engage parents in their child's education. Program is also responsible for conducting annual assessments to ensure that childcare services provided by PCHS are in alignment with the CMAS guidelines. Next slide, please. So here is one testimonial. This is from one of our settlement clients. So she said, I'm really happy and elated to share a few good announcements with you. I have got a job in one of the leading management institute of GTA. Yes, I remember talking to you after each of your session about finding jobs in Canada as a newcomer, and you have been really motivating and informative to suggest me the line of thought. So thank you. She was also, her daughter was also dealing with the bullying issue at her school. So we also guided her through the problem, and she was able to resolve the problem at the school. So thank you so much. So now I would like to invite Lena, who is our crisis support worker, and she will introduce her work. Thank you.
Thank you, Maniza. Now we will start with the crisis support program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harpreet Dhaliwal, and I'm a crisis support worker at Punjabi Community Health Services.
Hello, everyone. I'm Saul Sultan, a crisis support worker. I have been working at PCHS for more than 3 months, and I'm working from Brampton office. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Lina, the Arabic-speaking crisis support worker at PCHS, Malton location. I've been with PCHS for over 4 years, and I am so proud to be part of the settlement team at a reputed organization like PCHS. Thank you. And now we will watch a video about a crisis support program overview. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Sorry, just give it a couple seconds. Perfect.
Welcome to PCHS. We are Health Settlement and Social Services Organization. Help is only a phone call away. Settlement Crisis Support Program. Crisis Support Team are here to support you and assist newcomers who are experiencing intense time and stressful turning points in their lives. The crisis situation is as defined by individuals and their tolerance level. We respond immediately to your arising needs. We help you plan and prioritize your needs to achieve your goals. We want you to settle smoothly and successfully and overcome your challenges. We connect you with the appropriate resources to address your immediate needs. Do you know a newcomer who needs immediate support? Please refer them. Settlement Crisis Team are more than happy to help. Help is only a phone call away. Thank you.
Okay, so you just got an idea in terms of what crisis support services are all about. My name is Harpreet again. So you've heard at the beginning that Punjabi Community Health Services provides culturally appropriate services and innovation services. So here, one of the things that we also do in Punjabi Community Health Services is that we provide person-centered approach. So in all our programs, we apply this approach, whether that's in other services, other programs within PCHS, or whether that's settlement services. So within crisis services, as you can see in the middle of this diagram, is CSW, which is crisis support worker, and a client. So crisis support worker and a client first are connected, and as the video mentioned, we address clients' immediate needs. So a lot of times there is a confusion in terms of what is the difference between settlement services and between crisis support services. The biggest difference between the two programs is that when a client has immediate need that need to be addressed, that's where the crisis support worker's role comes in. So that's where you see a client and the crisis support worker right in the middle. So as we provide service to the client, We also help them plan what is the priority. So what is it that needs addressed right away? Is it employment? Is it financial needs? Is it something to do with the children? Or is it their own mental health? So as we assess those needs, we then reach out to our settlement program, which is the immediate program that might be around the newcomer, because we are a newcomer crisis support program. And so we will, connect them with our settlement team, and we work together. We might connect them with employment preparedness program, which might get them job ready, or with the youth program. So if they have teenage children who may need support and be connected to the programs within PCHS. We may also connect our newcomers with our newcomer connection program, so they can be volunteers or they can get support from the program. And you'll learn more about what newcomer connection program is, and then with link, and if they have younger children, that's connecting with CNC. As we provide these services, we also are keeping in mind the bigger picture. What else might that client need? So if it's their own mental health, we might connect them with mental health program, with the group program or individual services, or it could be the geriatric if they have an elderly person who needs support in the family, or peer support volunteers, Better Families programs, and family enhancement. So depending on what the client's needs are and depending on what is needed at the moment, that is where we would focus. We also bring in clients' support system. And so as you may be aware, for newcomers, sometimes their family are their closest support system, or their friends are their closest support system. So with their consent, we may even bring the family members to not only raise awareness, educate them about how the system works in Canada, but also about how their involvement can also create a buffer in terms of supporting newcomers. So that's where this person-centered approach comes in. So I hope it gives you a bit of an idea how we get the client right in the middle and we give them a wraparound approach. Next, please. So in terms of what crisis support services have been able to do, this graph gives you a little bit of an idea. So since April 2019 to March 31st, and then April 2020 to March 31st, 2021, as you can see, the blue is the April 2019 to March 31st, 2020. And then the orange is April 20 to March 31st, 2021. So you can see that the number of returning clients that received services went up. And also, because of COVID, as we all went online, we increased our information awareness outreach sessions from, for example, as you can see, only 2 from April to March 31st, 2020 to 26 in April 2020 to March 31st, 2021. And we had when you see the where it says audiences, that's the number of clients who were engaged in these awareness raising events and outreach events. So that number in this year was 459. So this is just to give you an idea about how we changed our way of working online due to COVID. Next, please. So just to talk about, so what are kind of the things that we outreached to the community for? So as I mentioned, there were about 26 virtual sessions delivered, and we had 459 participants who attended those sessions. And so we provided information about COVID-19 isolation strategies, mental health, about stress and anxiety, stress and self-care, saving money during COVID, and about families' own health. We also partner within our settlement program, for example, doing an information session on funding your child's education, on OSEP for parents and for children. Canadian education system, understanding how the system works. Sometimes it's the student or the child who need immediate assistance, or the parent need immediate assistance for the child. So we try and raise education, awareness and information. And for parents who might be working, and as we know, sometimes parents are not able to stay at home if they're newcomers, or they might be working precarious jobs where they don't have the luxury to work from home, and they may have to leave their children at home alone. So At Home Alone is a program that gives parents information and understanding as to whether it's safe for them to leave their children at home if they're over the age of 10 to 12 and above, or whether they need to be doing something else to make sure that the children are safe. So these sessions are delivered in partnership with PCHS and with Achieve, with Halton District School Board, with Access Employment, and many other event partners that have joined us this year. Next, please. Okay, so Lena is going to talk about crisis support services during pandemic.
Thank you, Harpreet. So as an alternative way of outreach, we had a new approach. We did a new approach. We initiated a new approach. So before the pandemic, the settlement crisis support worker used to provide in-person on-site services. After the pandemic, the settlement crisis support team strived to reach out to every single individual who may needed help or support. Thus, the crisis team initiated a new alternative outreach strategy by proposing a new approach to our food bank partners like Seva Food Bank, and requested them to share their clients' phone numbers upon intake after their consents. Then the crisis team connect with the clients and check if they require any extra assistance or help, in our effort to make sure that everyone receives the desired support and services and no one is left behind. And here is a screenshot of one of the messages that I have received, where the clients were so grateful that we called her and we checked in, and we found out she needs so many other kind of supports other than food. And she was so thankful and so grateful for that. Next, please. And here is some testimonials from our clients where they also were so thankful, supporting the whole family. Here, one of the clients where I supported her brother to overcome his challenges, and she was so thankful. And another client, she was a single mom with 3 kids. She has lots of challenges, lots of issues going on in her life. I helped her, I took care of every aspect of her life. I prioritized her needs, supported her in paperwork, provided supportive counseling, connected her with appropriate resources. And the client was so happy, so thankful, and requested us, please keep contacting us. And now I'll hand it over again to Harpreet so she can share also about her client testimonial.
Thank you, Lena. So, one of the things we often wonder about is that what is immediate need for a client? So as you can see in this testimonial, the client's need when I connected with her, aside from isolation, from her loneliness, a mother always worries about her kids first. So one of her needs was winter clothing, because they had come in the middle of the pandemic just in winter, and they hadn't brought enough winter clothing. So that was one of the things that she said that she needed. So I was able to coordinate with Value Village and be able to pick up winter clothing for whole family and deliver it to them. And that was a moment that put a smile on that mother's face. And she sent me pictures of herself, of her children wearing the clothing, enjoying the snow. So, you know, when we talk about that immediate need, we just don't know what it might be. So this is one of the examples. That's where the mother also shared. And then I continued working with her, and she also worked with the other PCHS staff, and she shared her thoughts. And, you know, just giving her those connections, connecting her within the school system and school settlement workers in school, increasing her interaction with the parent council in the school, and connecting her with settlement workers, as well as with the employment preparedness program. Both today, at this moment, both husband and wife are working, and then wife actually went back to school as well to increase her education. So, and they continue updating. So this is just a small example of the work that we do as partners. So our NCP program was part of this client success. Our employment program was part of this client success, as well as the settlement and crisis support. So that's just the testimonial speaks for itself. So thank you.
So I am Arvind Kapoor, Newcomer Connection Program Coordinator at PCHS. I've been working as an employee in PCHS 6+ years.
Hello everyone, my name is Gurjot Sohi. I am the second program coordinator for Newcomer Connections program and have been associated with PCHS for more than 2 years. Thank you.
So today I am explaining you what is the Newcomer Connection program. It is part of a settlement program. So program objective is to ease the settlement of newcomers in Canada. So I'm giving you the program overview here, that newcomers need assistance with navigate various Canadian systems. For example, transit system, grocery shopping, job search, Canadian values, banking, legal system, education system, weather and healthcare system. They need help for this because that our back home and the in Canada. So there is a difference between these systems. So therefore, lack of support leads to challenges in the journey of newcomer. The NCP support newcomers to become part of their community, gain new skills, and navigate Canadian systems successfully. Trained and established volunteers are matched with participants in the program. Now there will be a question of in your minds that who are the program participants and who are the program volunteers. I'm explaining here that program participants and individual family who is new to Canada and needs assistance to navigate various systems in their settlement experience. Program volunteer and individual who provides information to the newcomer individual's family and have first-hand experience of immigration to Canada with understanding of various Canadian system, norms, and society. Also, they provide additional support to newcomers in their everyday life with meaningful community connections to successfully and part of the community. Next slide. So, Newcomer Connection program, before we are meeting the clients in the office, and now we are giving support to the newcomers in this pandemic. So how we give the additional support? So volunteers have providing all the pertinent information and updated regarding COVID pandemic. For example, in the starting, when the newcomers lost their jobs, and volunteers inform them that government is giving syrup for their instead of their income. So now the government is providing isolation and recovery, opening the isolation and recovery center. So the people who have the symptoms of coronavirus, they can isolate for 15 days free. And who has coronavirus, they can join that portals for they can join that hotels for recovery. So, so participants received on behalf of Newcomer Connection Program. Now I'm requesting to Gurjot, my co-worker, and we'll explain. Back slide, please. Back slide, please. Yes, Gurjot will explain program intake.
Thank you, Arvinderji, and thank you everyone for joining us. So I'll quickly walk you through the program intake process for Newcomer Connections program. So as we have discussed, the program has two components, volunteers and participants. So both volunteers and participants are recruited internally, either through outreach to the other programs at PCHS, or we can receive internal referrals from the other programs as well. And the other mode of recruiting volunteers and participants is outreach to the community settlement providers in the community or the partner agencies. They can also directly send us referrals directly to the organization. The other method of doing intake is the direct appointments, in which volunteers and participants can reach any of the coordinator through emails, phone, or direct appointments. And we look forward welcoming you in person as well once we hit the post-COVID period. So these are the program flyers, and please feel free to reach out the Settlement Services webpage at our website as well. So these two flyers are available there as well. So the first is for the participants. Newcomer Connections program help newcomers. So as we discussed in the overview, if newcomers do come to the organization with different needs. For example, they need to know about the transit system or grocery shopping, or they have any other needs, so they can enroll in Newcomer Connections program. Secondly, for the volunteers, in order to become a volunteer, so there is eligibility criteria. If they fall under that eligibility criteria, so they can successfully become a program volunteer and can be eventually matched to the newcomer participants so as to support their newcomer journey. So during COVID, as compared to the other programs as well, so we have been working virtually. The program is running remotely during COVID pandemic through phone, emails, and we are conducting our outreach either via social media or website. So please feel free to reach our social media page. We usually upload our media recordings or media episodes on a regular basis.
So now I'm explaining that PCHS helping clients in this pandemic, and they are giving us the testimonials. Their thanks to the PCHS. Here I'm sharing one participant testimonial that Newcomer Connection program helped them. So they sent to me, dear Mrs. Arvinder Kapoor, words can fail, but you never. I would like to thank you for your support, help, and guidance. The client landed in Canada in November 2019, had no idea where to begin. So they came across to PCHS. It was a sign of relief. We connected PCHS and met Mrs. Arvinder Kapoor. I believe that we are very fortunate to meet her as our newcomer program coordinator. The first time we met her at PCHS office, and we felt an incentive connection. She was very kind and patient to hear us and assure us to all the help. She introduced us to a volunteer who was very knowledgeable and promote, which took things to a different level. The volunteer helped us with our paperwork for various government requirements like childcare benefit, OTB, GST, HST benefits, health cards, Presto cards, and book drive tests. So the volunteer was so proactive that he would call us to ask about our well-being, or if we need anything, and would also keep us informed and updated about new regulations and announcements related to us. The volunteer also helped us in upgrades our resume to Canadian standards, job search, and preparing us to job ready. With all the guidance and help, we landed our first job in Canada in our area of interest. This does not end here. Last month, client and her wife were not well, and they are tested positive for coronavirus and had to be at home. The volunteer came as an angel sent by the Almighty to help us. The volunteer helped us with medicines, grocery exchange, supported us through this difficult period of our life. Not only this, he also guided us how to apply SERV for the period we are not working. To conclude, I want to say that getting information is not a barrier these days, but getting the trusted and authentic information is vital. The volunteers at PCHS would give information, guide, and help to choose the best path for you. Also, this saves you from being misled by all the misguided information available. So, client recommended PCHS for all the newcomers as their first stop for everything after they land in Canada. And they thanks so much. Thank you. Now the Gurjot will share another testimonial by volunteer.
Thank you, Arvinderji. There is a testimonial by the volunteer who has been volunteering with Newcomer Connections program. That volunteer shared that they were able to gain Canadian experience working with the diverse communities in Canada. They assisted newcomers during their settlement journey experience with the platform using Newcomer Connections program volunteering opportunity. And in general, they were able to utilize their volunteering experience, gain transferable skills, and eventually land successfully in part-time job in Canada. So that was a great accomplishment for the volunteer who has utilized the volunteering platform in Newcomer Connections program. So on behalf of Newcomer Connections program, we really thank you for joining us, and we look forward to serving you in our program. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sukhdeep and I'm the Link Intake Coordinator at PCHS. I have been working with PCHS from last 8 years and it's been a great journey. Thank you. Next slide, please. So I will be talking about Link Language Instruction Program for Newcomers. This program is delivered in partnership with the PMC Pew Multicultural Council. Purpose of this program is to help newcomers to enhance their communication and language skills and help them to integrate to Canadian society. We receive referrals, self-referrals, external referrals, and internal referrals. And we offer classes from level 2 to 7, from Monday to Friday, and on Saturday from both the locations, Brampton and Mississauga Malton. Next slide. And I will be talking about a little bit of Link history and how it's making difference in people's life, newcomers' life. So Link program was launched in 1992 to help newcomers to settle in Canada. In 2005, Statistic Canada study shows employment rates have increased in newcomers by improving communication and language skills. They were able to get a high-skilled job and in their fields. In 2008, Statistic Canada shows literacy skills plays a role in the wage gap between Canadian-born and newcomers or immigrants. Also, Compare's research survey shows 80% employer cited language skills as the top barrier preventing the foreign educated from finding suitable jobs. And more than 60,000 newcomers benefits from this program, according to the study done in the past. Next slide, please. So Link is just not a language class. It gives the opportunity to create a social circle, bring people together from different backgrounds. It also provides the opportunity to a newcomer mother or a father to enhance their communication skills while their child has been taken care by a professional. It also gives a chance to a newcomer child to integrate to Canadian society by joining CNC program. Link not just supported students with English literacy, but also helped many newcomers who have faced abuse, mental health, and other issues by providing resources, connecting them with settlement and crisis and other services. Throughout their learning period, they receive various workshops, trainings, or information session by internal and external professionals. And next slide, please. And I would like to share a story of a student who came to Canada 6 months ago, and he was having a hard time from grocery shopping to doctor's appointment due to his language skills and communication skills. He was not able to understand English and started feeling low, and his confidence went down. Link program has made a significant difference in his life, and day-to-day life. He is very thankful to Link program. According to the student, Link is a boon for newcomers. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you, Suki. We are just going to have our next presenter, just popping up the PowerPoint. And it will be about our Newcomer Youth Program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us today on this beautiful day. I will start off by introducing myself. My name is Rupi. I am one of the youth workers here at PCHS under the Newcomer Youth Program. And I have been at PCHS since January of this year. So it's been about 5 months or so now. And it's been a really good journey, and I'm looking forward to, just looking forward to what else we can bring to the team as well to our youth. And I'll pass it over to my coworker.
Hi, my name is Tashana. I am a youth worker here at PCHS. I've been with PCHS for over 7 months. I originally started off with a contract position in the summer helping with COVID supports. And then I transitioned to the full-time role of a youth worker for the Newcomer Youth Program, where I work side by side with Rufi.
The Newcomer Youth Program, our motto and goal is to connect and support our newcomer children and youth. So this program is funded by IRCC. We accept children and youth who are permanent residents, conventional refugees, or Canadian citizen within the first 3 months of attaining their citizenship. We are serving children and youth from the ages 8 going up to 25. And we are accepting internal and external referrals. In terms of referrals, internally meaning that, PCHS staff from other programs and departments can refer their children and youth that fit into our criteria, or if they need one-on-one support and such. Externally, if you're a parent who wants to enroll your child or youth into our programs, or even for one-on-one support, we are accepting those. We also accept external referrals from schools, other organizations, and also from youth themselves who might see us on Instagram, on social media, and they want to get in touch with us. They can also send us a straight DM, and then we just connect with them from there. In terms of our supporting services, we offer one-on-one supportive counseling. We offer leadership and civic engagement. So this is through our programming and workshops that we offer, where we do incorporate activities where the youth would get a chance to kind of either learn or use their leadership skills, as well as to get involved in the community and within the groups that we provide. We also provide support with employment. So this is to help newcomer youth, assisting them with resume writing, cover letters, prepping them for interviews, as well as how to navigate the job market. We do recognize that newcomer youth do face a lot of challenges when it comes to, landing their first part-time job. So we do organize employment series to kind of help them in detail to go through those steps and, being their support along the way to help them look for employment. We also offer academic engagement. So this is if they need, whether it's one-on-one support or in a group setting where they might need assistance with after school work, or maybe they need to have us, speak with their guidance counselors. There's been often times where youth sometimes they don't feel comfortable, having that communication with their school or their teachers. Then us, as youth workers, being an ally, we do come in to help you within the school, as well as to help you engage in academic more positively. We also provide information sessions. So these information sessions are based on a variety of different topics, which we facilitate from month to month basis, which we will get into a little bit later. We will show you exactly what kind of information sessions we have done in the past and what's coming up in the future. For arts and crafts, for pretty much all of our sessions, we like to keep our events, workshops, and programs very interactive and fun. So we do try to add components of arts or media of that sort where the youth, can practice and enhance their creativity within our programs. We also offer parent and youth relationship building. So recently, in collaboration with the CNC program with Maniza, we had facilitated 2 information sessions with the parents where we had discussed topics such as social media safety and cyberbullying, as well as, parents' role in their child's academics. This was our first time doing an information session for parents, but because we received such good feedback, we are hoping to bring more of those parent information sessions where we can, as youth workers who work very closely with youth, can help bridge that gap between parents and their children. And lastly, volunteer opportunities. So again, we will get more into that in details in the coming slides as to how youth can get involved in our program and gain certificates, hours, and other opportunities. Next slide, please.
So as Rupi mentioned, our program, we just launched it in October, so it's very new. We do not have consistent programming as of yet, but we are looking to launch a few projects that we will discuss in the future that will be more consistent. Right now we have monthly themed event series, and we're just going to go back to February, which we launched our first event series, which was our Black History Month. Where the Newcomer Youth Program coordinated a few events, such as like a poetry and spoken word session with youth, a Caribbean hip hop and dance fusion session, and then we also had a virtual paint night. In all of these sessions, we kind of try to incorporate youth to kind of like engage and get as diverse as possible with them learning what Black History Month meant to them and ways that they could express that. We had our contest, which was catered to youth designing or picking like Black History Month art piece or a representation of how Black History Month meant to them, or a way that they could use their creative expression to showcase their talents. And then at the end of that competition, we couldn't decide as to who was the winner. So all the youth that participated did receive a gift card for their participation. It was an awesome turnout. Youth were very creative. We've seen a lot of talent within our sessions, from poetry to spoken word to our virtual paint night and our contest and dance infusion, which was great.
Then going into March, we hosted our Nutrition and Wellness Month. So the first one was self-care and wellness in the era of online learning. So we wanted to be very intentional in the workshops that we are bringing month to month, especially this one. Like, we do understand and realize, and obviously have experienced it ourselves, it's the internet fatigue that comes with online school and online working. So we had designed this workshop to kind of counter those challenges and provided additional resources on how youth can, how they can indulge in self-care tips offline. So we had provided them with at-home self-care kit as well for those that participated in this workshop. A kit, it included a journal, a pen, canvases, paintbrushes, and just like little goodies and stuff like that in the bag for them to enjoy offline. We also provided some self-care, the importance of self-care and the tips that they can utilize at home and offline. Then our second workshop was about healthy eating during the COVID-19 pandemic. Again, working from home, being online, school, working from home, and also studying at home and having your school online, we realized that sometimes, we might not be as active because of the pandemic. We might not be eating as healthy. So again, we wanted to bring our focus to how we can remain healthy and an active lifestyle during COVID. So in this session, we talked about what mindful eating is, what are some nutrition facts about eating, when you're doing grocery shopping, what kind of snacks you can get that are also budget friendly, or the meals you can make that are also budget and culturally friendly as well. And in this workshop, those that participated also received their very own Healthy at Home e-recipe book, which Tashana and myself created. We had about 10 recipes, both vegetarian and non-veg. And we just had a mix of different recipes in which youth got to keep and cook at home. And we did receive some pictures of them also trying some of the recipes. So it was really nice to see them engaging offline with some of the resources that we could provide. And continuing,
Included in our March Nutrition and Wellness Month, we had Let's Get Fit with a Personal Trainer. And this event was really good. We had a bunch of youth from like different ages, like from 8 to up to 24. And the professional trainer really did a good job of like focusing on the educational piece, along with ways like tips and techniques of working out. The youth were very engaged in this session. They wanted to do more. And like Rupi had mentioned before, because we are working remotely, and every workshop or information session that we're doing or event series, we want youth to have a takeaway from it. So we had the youth to participate in the professional training workouts, and then they were able to apply those to their everyday life, which was perfect for the educational piece that came with it. We had youth that were teaching their little brothers or sisters the different techniques, and also parents. So it was a great engaging session.
In April, we hosted our spring break camp. So due to COVID, as you know, March break was moved to April. So we decided to host 2 different breaks, one for parents, in which I mentioned earlier, where we had provided 2 information sessions to the parents. One was on the parents' role in their child's academics, as well as social media safety and cyberbullying awareness. The workshop with the parents was very interactive and engaging, and it was really nice to have an open dialogue with the parents towards the end as well. And we kind of got to share each other's perspective, challenges, and as well as good stories in terms of their children and youth and how they're doing during the COVID-19. And our second flyer, as you can see, is our spring break camp for youth. We hosted this for ages 8 going up to 25. And as you can see, each day of the camp, we had a different activity set out for them. The first one, on day 1, we did our photography 101 session where the youth got to learn the fundamentals of photography, on how to take aesthetic photos as well as abstract photos. And they were also given a photography scavenger hunt card, which they had to kind of go around their neighborhood or within their homes to take pictures that was on the scavenger hunt. And later they also shared with us some of their amazing photos. So it was really nice to see that they were able to take away some of the skills from the information session and apply it offline. The second day we did gardening. So we had provided them with a kit, which included flower seeds, soil, as well as pots in which we planted our seeds together. And then, you know, over time, they do send us pictures when they see some sort of development of their flowers or their plants. So it's really nice to see that they're taking care of their plants really well. And they were also provided with information on how to take care of your flowers and plants. And day 3, we did a science experiment. We created our very own lava lamps. So again, they were provided with a kit, which included a mason jar, oil, we had some food coloring, water, and pretty much we did an experiment online, and it went really well, and it was really cool. They sent us some pictures with the flashlights underneath the mason jar, which makes it glow and gives it that lava lamp effect. Then day 4, we had our crafts day, which in which we made our slime. So this was a really fun one because they really got to use their hands, and it got really messy, but they really enjoyed it. And the last one was our Netflix and chill party. So we all watched a movie together, had some popcorn and refreshments to kind of end off our spring break camp with the youth.
Okay, so this event just passed, which was our May National Youth Week, where we had a whole week celebrating the youth. We just wanted to, I'm sorry, is there? Oh. We just wanted to celebrate the youth, make sure that the youth knew that the work that they were doing within the community wasn't going unrecognized. So we kickstarted National Youth Week with a bingo night, which was very fun. We had 3 different rounds, and this night was facilitated by one of our peer support workers, Navi. We had 3 different rounds. We had 4 winners for each of the for the overall event that received a gift card. And then our second day, we had a customize your own t-shirt event where we provided the youth with a PCHS tote bag, which contained a white t-shirt that had hashtag PCHS for you youth, and some tie-dye materials. This event was really good. It was really amazing. Myself and Rupi and Akanksha, we had so much fun facilitating this event and just seeing the youth so engaged in this event. We had a lot of feedback from parents, Brampton, the city of Brampton, our management, where youth wanted to engage in this activity again. We had a huge waiting list, so we will be doing something like this again in the future. But it was very nice to see pictures of the turnouts from the shirts. We also had some youth say that their parents loved the shirt so much that they wanted them to create a tie-dye shirt for them using one of their shirts. So it was an awesome turnout.
Continuing with our National Youth Week celebrations, on our 3rd day of the National Youth Week, we had a movie night in which we watched Matilda. It was my first time watching that movie, and absolutely fell in love with the movie, and everyone else also enjoyed the movie as well. It's a very heartfelt, good movie. So I recommend those who haven't watched it to maybe watch it this weekend. So again, we have provided them with popcorn and some refreshments to enjoy the movie together. Then on May 4th, our fourth event, we did our virtual paint night. So Leslie is our lovely artist who has done a lot of paint night events with us in the past. So we were very happy to have her again for our National Youth Week. This one was a really interesting event because Leslie kind of gave the freedom to all the youth to, create whatever they would like to create on the canvas. But keeping in mind that, it is about youth empowerment and it is about them, right? So everyone had created some beautiful pieces, and along the way, there were some really nice conversations that took place in which everyone, talked about their experiences as being a youth in the community and stuff like that. So it was really nice to kind of get to know each other on a deeper level through the expression of art.
Continued for our next event, we had an hour of code with Fenestra that the youth were super excited for. I didn't know this until we went to facilitate this in open registration, how many of our youth enjoy coding. It was a Star Wars theme, and we teamed up with Fenestra, who is a computer science company that has facilitated many of these events in the past. Some of the youth had already participated in the Star Wars event, so they were up for the challenge, and Fenestra provided them with alternative softwares that they were able to work with. And then after we had our hour of code with Fenestra, we did a career panel event, which was my personal favorite, just because of how diverse our career panel was in regards to the occupational backgrounds. We had 7 panelists from 7 different occupational backgrounds that youth were able to ask a various of questions surrounding what their career path looked like, post-secondary pathway, and their course selections. So we had like an influencer, we had a professional trainer, we had esthetician, we had 2 of our PCHS staff, a nurse, and we also had Samit, who was mental health management. So it was an awesome turnout, and the youth were very excited and engaged to ask these questions. And not only that, it gave them the opportunity to see that some career paths aren't generalized, like a nurse or a doctor or a teacher, and there's other avenues that they're able to focus on other than what you would typically see, and how to navigate those.
Last but not least, the last day of our National Youth Week, we ended it actually with a celebration. So we had a live DJ. We had all of our youth participate, as well as our PCHS staff and other members of organizations, parents. So it was a really good event. With the live DJ, we had the chat running with song requests. There was lots of dancing as well. And we also took the time to nominate our youth by providing them a gift card as well as a certificate of recognition for their ongoing support, dedication, and commitment in the community, as well as, within our Newcomer youth program. So we really wanted to highlight the youth involvement overall with PCHS and the Newcomer youth program. So in this event, we were able to do that, and as well as have some fun. Next slide, please.
So we have a Newcomer Youth Program newsletter, and it's called Connect and Support, and it's the Newcomer Youth Program Monthly Scoop. So in the pictures that you see here, it's just the front cover of each of our newsletters that we've released thus far. So we have released 3, and we are currently working on releasing the latest one, which covers our National Youth Week events. So within the newsletter, it pretty much just contains a recap of what we've done in the last coming month with pictures, some captions. We give shout outs to our facilitators, volunteers, anyone that's supporting youth, showcase their artwork, their creative expression. We also include a section working virtually. Myself and Rupi understand that there's a lot of challenges with being in school all day on the computer or your tablet, and parents would like, and youth would also like to get out of being in their screen all the time and that screen time fatigue. So we also have a section that just highlights self-care, different activities, coloring, puzzles, ways to practice self-care without being in your computer or on the screen. And then we also have a section that is captured for our what is coming, what to look forward to, and our contact information and Instagram, where they can keep up to date with this information.
Now I will talk about our youth opportunities and also future programs or workshops that we are currently working on launching. So become a volunteer. So our program is accepting youth volunteers or volunteers in general who would like to get involved in the planning and facilitating of workshops. And this is with the peer support program. So you would have to contact Komal to go through the recruitment process of becoming a volunteer, and then you can be connected with us in terms of, I guess then we would provide you with an orientation as to what kind of opportunities are available in which you can volunteer in. So for example, we do have the Youth Advisory Committee coming up. Tashana and I are working, we're working on launching that fairly soon, which will consist of youth that have lived experiences of being a newcomer. So if you're not a newcomer, but you once were, or you have experienced those challenges and have those experiences, within the community, your school, at home, we would encourage you to join the committee because it would help us shape our program. It would help us improve our program in providing more services, workshops and programs that, we can help the newcomer youth population. So that is one that's coming up. Other than that, you can just get in touch with us. We'll leave our contacts at the end if you have specific questions about the process and what else to expect. Other than that, in June, we are celebrating Pride Month and also inclusivity and diversity. So we will have a workshop on what is inclusivity, diversity, and equity, as well as we will have it'll be a 2-day event. So the first one will be a workshop, and the second one will be a creative art workshop called The Power of One Project in partnership with Broadening Horizons. And then Youth LOL, Living Out Loud, is our third initiative that we are currently working on. And then we also have our youth employment series coming up, like I mentioned before, where we talk about resume, interview workshop, and how to navigate the job market. And this will be in collaboration with our employment readiness program here within our settlement team. Tashana, are you talking?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? I'm having my internet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So for future programs and projects,
Tashana, you're going in and out.
yeah, unfortunately, my internet is not stable right now.
Okay. Do you want me to take over?
Yeah, please, Rupi, if you could. We're just kind of running out of time.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'll just quickly go over this slide. So this is continuing our future programs and projects. Another one we have coming up is with Moyo, which is in which we'll be doing our Newcomer Youth Photo Voice project. This is to connect newcomer youth through photography while helping communities understand the lived experiences of newcomer that are often placed into positions of marginalization. Then we have our Brampton Library collaboration to start a youth book club to target screen time fatigue and providing different opportunities of engaging offline. And the third one is our homework circle. This will be to enhance speaking and writing English skills, as well as support with after-school homework, as well as opportunities for tutoring and one-on-one support. And these are some of our youth testimonials. I won't read them word for word, but as you can see, our youth enjoy our workshops very much, and they're always giving us good feedback as well as ideas as to what else they would like to see from our Newcomer Youth Program, which we do take into consideration and you know, plan our program accordingly. So it's really nice to hear these nice feedbacks from our youth. Next slide, please. And then these are our parent testimonials, which after facilitating the parent information sessions, as well as during our National Youth Week, the parents were very happy, as well as our spring break. Parents were very happy the way we had them engaged when they were off school, as well as the way we had provided them with their own kits and provided those ideas to do, you know, activities offline. So yeah, we always appreciate positive feedback as well as constructive feedback, because it only helps us, you know, make our programs better for the community. And this is it. So this is our contact and social media information. That's Tashana's email and Rupi, and that's my email. If you can give us a follow at PCHS4U Youth, that's our Instagram page. And anytime we have anything coming up, that is the first point of information where you can find upcoming stuff that you might want to register for. And then you can also find our Eventbrite homepage, which has all of our past events as well as upcoming events. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today and learning about our Newcomer Youth Program. I'll pass it on to Shivangi.
Thank you so much, Rupi and Tashana. Is there any way you can just post those links in the chat so everybody, it's a little bit easier for them to get it?
Yep, I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. Next up, we're going to have Rekha, and she is one of our last presenters for our forum. Rekha, this floor is all yours.
Thank you, Shivangi. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do a little bit of fast track because I have a limited time it's been given to me. So my name is Rekha, and I'm Employment Preparedness Program with the Punjabi Community Health Services. I have joined the PCHS in January, so it's just over 5 months as well. So it's been a privilege to introduce you to PCHS, a new project, which is the employment project, and then program delivery overview. So employment preparedness program is the employment program provides clients with the tools and skills to find employment and be prepared to enter the Canadian workforce. The counselor to connect the clients to resources to bridge their education, validate credentials, conduct the job searches, prepare and assist the clients on their cover letter, resume, and to be prepared for the job interviews. So myself host a weekly online workshop, which I have designed and deliver and facilitate, and to prepare newcomers with employability skills, basic academic, critical thinking, and personal skills necessary to gain and maintain employment in Canada. So where my clients come from, they usually self or external and internal referral. Next slide, please. So for the program eligibility is the same as the settlement services. So myself is assist the individual to attain career and employment goals through coaching and active participation. The client and myself work collaborative towards a common goal. So myself aim to empower clients to make control of his or her own journey, career journey, and find the answer by researching, encouraging, and supporting as a clients make important choices on the path to employment. Okay, so what I do, so my first point of contact is to build the trust and professional relationship with the individual. So I do conduct one-on-one meeting. We talk about what is their education background, their employment history, their employment goals here in Canada, and we put it in the action. If the clients are coming from the internationally trained professional, there are programs are available out there, which I connect them, I refer them to Bridging Program, Employment Ontario, Second Career, Career Edge, or Skills Program that are funded by the different level of government as well. I assist individual to developing current marketable resume and cover letter because there is a very important, resume is their marketing tool. Provide advice on job search strategies, where and how to look for work, and how to discover potential job leads, because in Canada, we have a different industry is being designated to the different area as well. Offer ongoing support and follow-up, either is over the phone, email, or the virtual. So provide with the potential job leads. I've been in this industry for a while, so I do present the client's resume directly to the HR. Conducted weekly employment readiness workshop webinar. Also organize education and employment opportunity webinars for the newcomers. When newcomer comes to Canada, they are not aware of the Canadian tax systems or what kind of a benefit they are entitled to. Okay, so what is my client's background? Where are they coming from? They are internationally trained professionals. They are engineers, they are IT, they are architects, they are archaeologists, doctors, nurses, finance professional, professor, teachers, human resource professional. They are sales and marketing. They are social worker, designer, DJ event planners, administration, customer service, you name it, the list goes on and on. What are the education background? They have a master's, they have a bachelor's, they have a PhD, they have an MBA, they have a doctorate. So my first contact with the clients, what I do is a skills assessment. So they need to discover what kind of skills they already have and how we can develop those skills as well. Do they require the education? Do they need some certification updating? If they are coming from the field that is regulated in Canada. So in order to get into the field of their education and expertise and work in that field, they will require step taking as well. So we talk about goal setting. There are short-term and long-term goal, and we are putting the action as well. Okay. So I do conduct the webinar, which is my focus is specifically for the employment. So it's a skills assessment, resume and cover letter writing, interview skills. I do conduct the mock interview prior to individual having interview. I provide the labor market information right now. While we are going through the COVID-19, people think companies not hiring. There are jobs out there and there are people out there. Canadian work culture and communication. What is employers are looking for in individual? Okay, so these are the workshops that I have developed, delivered, and facilitated. I said that my focus is to prepare individual to the Canadian workforce as well. So far from end of January till May, I have conducted 18 webinars and 75 people have participated in those webinars as well. Okay. Next slide, please, Shivangi. Canadian work culture and communication, what employers want. We all come from different countries. Our work ethics are different from back home, and we need to make sure we integrate here in Canadian workforce. That we need to learn about what is employers are looking for, what is the right and what is the wrong way. Our behavior can impact our career here as well. So labor market information as well, where the job is, how to go for it, where to look for it. Did you know that 60% of jobs or 80% of jobs are not advertised on the website? People go on Indeed, working.com. Those are hidden job market. How do we tap into that job market? Okay, next slide, please. Okay. I also delivered the communication and the teamwork webinar, which is the very, very important in entering the Canadian workforce as well. Okay, so these two webinars, I have invited the CRA officer to educate our newcomers on how important to filing the tax every year. And also from the Service Canada officer came to educate our clients with regards to the child benefit or old age pension or any kind of a benefit they are not aware of it as well, and how to get it. Next, please. Okay. So what is a special event coming up is actually tomorrow, and you are all invited. So Amazon is coming to do the employment opportunity. They're going to do the info session. They are actually hiring for all their locations, including the one in North York, which is their open up. So it is a partnership. It is a collaboration event, which is Punjabi Community Health Services took the lead. We have created flyers, and I took the lead on this project. We have a partner with the Caledon Community Services, Brampton Multicultural Community Service, Multicultural Center, pardon me, my apologies, and Polyculture Immigrant Community Services. So far, we have 100+ participants sign up for tomorrow's webinar. If you are looking for a job, if you know somebody who is looking for a job, please feel free to send me an email. Okay, so what is a future event? So future events is already planned. There's one coming up in June, which is in partnership with the Caledon Community Services and Punjabi Community Health Services. It is happening on Wednesday 16th from 3 till 5 p.m. And it is all about how do we use a LinkedIn and how do we connect with the companies and employers. I'm sure most of you have a LinkedIn account, but do you know how to use it properly as well? To reaching out. If you are a job seeker and how to reach out to the employer for the job, you are marketing yourself on the LinkedIn, but what do you put on the LinkedIn is the most important. This webinar is open for everyone. If you are interested and if you think you can benefit from it, please feel free to send me an email. I will be happy to send you the link as well. The another two webinar is it is in the process of development, which is I'm developing. It's about the career and life planning workshop. It is about the career development planning. How do you plan your career? You have a job. Can you plan the career? Of course, absolutely. Pathway to success. Discover your potential, exploring your opportunities. And the goal setting and self-care is the most important as well. Okay, next slide, please. So these are some of the clients' testimonial. I'm not going to read it, but if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to me. These are the clients I have worked from the beginning till end. They are very, very successful story. So far I can say is, most of my clients that I work with them, they actually land employment in field of their education and expertise from back home. They land a job over here. So since the end of the January till May, we have a 32% of our clients found a full-time employment. So, okay. Thank you, Shivangi.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rekha.
Thank you, everyone.
So this is the last part. I know, I just realized that I've been the moderator this entire time and nobody really knows my name yet. My name is Shivangi and I'm the Building Capacity Program Coordinator. I've been at PCHS for just over 2 years, and I was here before that as well as a student volunteer. So with the building capacity of frontline settlement workers, I do not work in a client-based role. I mainly work with frontline settlement workers across Southern Ontario. So the objective of my program is to build the capacity of frontline settlement workers. And the main reason for this was developing and seeing how immigration patterns have changed in Ontario over the last couple of years. IRCC has seen that we need to be able to provide our workers, our frontline settlement workers, with more training, which is mental health first aid, compassion fatigue training, trauma-informed approach training, among others. So these are the 9 regions that I work alongside with, which are Brantford, Hamilton, Halton, Peel, York, Simcoe, Durham, Peterborough, and Kingston. So it's a very wide range. So in here, what we do is we have 2 trainers as the representatives per region, and we train them as certified train the trainer for mental health first aid and compassion fatigue. Our goal for this is that after the 5 years, which this project is going on for, we will have enough trainers across Ontario to be able to provide subsequent training to all other frontline staff that will kind of join our settlement team across Ontario. The hope is also that this will, with this pilot project, we're able to also produce it across other provinces in Canada, as long as ours goes well. After the 5 years, it will result in the development of a self-care manual for our frontline settlement workers. So everybody that you met today, as well as have regional specific mental health resources, which will be uploaded on each regional website for the frontline settlement workers to be able to use to their discretion. So that was very quick from me. At this time, we are kind of running out of time, but I would like to open the floor for a couple questions, if anybody has any, just so that we can answer anything. Please feel free to unmute and share your comments.
One of the things, while I was listening very patiently to all the presentations, one of the things I think what will help us is to understand to what extent COVID are newcomers dealing with their mental health stress. Newcomers especially, when they settle in Canada, they go through challenges. Even in normal times, they go through challenges. But with additional COVID situations, to what extent are we seeing mental health kind of a discussion when settlement, when people come for settlement services? To what extent does staff ask them, well, how are you dealing with stress? I know that you don't have a job at this time, or I know that your children are not enrolled into school, or I know some other things. But to what extent are you dealing with your mental health challenges? I think that will give us a little bit of an information as to how we can go upstream at IRCC at the federal government level to tell them that integration and settlement of newcomers during COVID is problematic. So one of my recommendations would be that if the management can consider having a discussion with staff, how do we kind of engage them in a dialogue? Everyone that comes in, well, how are you dealing? How stressed you are? What can we do to alleviate your stress? I think this would be one of the ways to help newcomers That would be one of my suggestions after listening to all the wonderful work that you guys have done, amazing presentations. But this would be one of the things that I think that we can kind of learn from and see how we can support them during this difficult period of their life.
Thank you so much. I was actually just about to open the floor for any of your closing remarks, Baldevji, if you want to add anything else before we log out.
Anybody else? Because once I speak, then people just would want to leave. Okay, so here are my closing remarks. My thoughts and prayers are with the people who are dealing with COVID-19 pandemic all over the world. My thoughts and prayers are with the Palestinian people at this time. My thoughts and prayer are with the indigenous and Black people across the world. And they are dealing with this. And every time that we, as a service providers, when we look at delivering services, remember, people come to Canada with some high hopes. I mean, when we ask, you can ask any person that has immigrated to Canada, their overwhelming response has always been, I want a better life for my children. So when they come here, sometimes it takes a long time for them to achieve that dream, that their children can actually get good education, that their children can be well settled, that they can achieve the fulfillment that they have. Our job at PCHS is to make that dream become a reality. And it becomes very difficult when you look at all these struggles that are taking place within our own country. I'm not talking about any other country. I'm talking about Canada. When we look at these struggles of our own country, that we have 2,000 missing and murdered Indigenous women, it pains me. When we still, like I was today for an hour and a half, discussing how Peel District School Board has failed the Black community, the Indigenous community, and the South Asian community and their children by being so racist towards them. It pains me. It pains me when we deal with the same Peel Regional Police and their atrocities towards BIPOC communities. It pains me. So we have a lot of work to do. So it's not easy. So when people come to Canada, they don't know that we have poverty in Canada. They don't know that we have food banks in Canada. They don't know that we have homelessness in Canada. They don't know this. They don't know that we have racism in Canada. So I think that when people come to you, they come with high hopes that somehow their integration, the process of integration and the ability for them to integrate into Canadian lifestyle will be made a bit easier. And to a great extent, you are doing that job every single day. Every single day, virtually, you have been able to connect people. You have been able to hold their hands. And I deeply appreciate it. You have made me proud, and I thank you all for it. I love you all. Thank you.
For sure, we love you too, Baldevji.
Thank you so much, everybody. And at this time, I do want to formally thank everybody who has joined us and stayed for the entire time. I do want to let everybody go on time. So thank you once again. Thank you to our senior management team. Sorry, yes.
Very nice meeting, very well conducted by you, Shangiji. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for your response. It really means a lot. Yeah. And we do hope to have your support for our next forum for the rest of the settlement series. So thank you so much, everybody.